comparing yourself to people on social media, comparing your body to someone else's body, the amount of followers someone else has got, how they portray their wealth or the life that they're living. I like to call this the comparison game, and it's a trap we can fall into when we're not paying attention to our mind's thinking. And you know what, in this social media era, especially when we're all spending more time perhaps by ourselves or indoors, is something that I've certainly been guilty of. Not so much guilty because I don't want to associate the emotion of guilt to it, but it's something that I've definitely caught my mind doing a lot, and I've had to become a lot more aware of it. And people that I've spoken to, something that they are doing sometimes as well, they've caught themselves playing this comparison game and noticing actually their mental health when they do this comparing thing go down. And it's something I want to talk about because we all know the physical health and the mental health are very, very intertwined. The body is a system of systems. So with that being said, let me slow down a bit there. So with that being said, what I want to say is, you know what, when we think about a business or an organization or maybe like a club we're a part of, we always say that the club is more than the sum of its parts. Whereas when we're doing this comparing thing on social media, what we're doing is we're looking at somebody else's presentation of their best thing, whether that's their body at one particular time when they've got photographed, or like when they were on like one beach holiday that year, but they're making it somehow seem like it's all the time. Who knows? I'm not saying those people are doing those things, but we're always looking at someone's best thing on social media. And what we're doing is we're then comparing ourselves, how we feel at that very moment, to them. We're playing that comparison game, and often it can make us feel bad. What we need to realize is that we're comparing one part of ourselves to one part of them, and and often when we do it, we then feel like our whole being is like low. But what we have to remember is we are more than the sum of our parts. So that's not just, there are many parts of us, not just one part of us. So next time you catch yourself doing the comparing game, remember this bit of hair is annoying, you are more than the sum of your parts. And that is a very, very important thing to remember indeed. You are not the singular part that you are comparing, you are more than the sum of your parts. But you know what the most important thing is that I think is really important to hammer home? It's not what you present. Bear in mind, we live in a materialistic society, so we're kind of driven to think, when I have a house, kids, body, etc., I will be happy, as if it's the acquiring of things that gives us happiness. But in my experience, that's not the case. What really gives us happiness is striving to become the best version of ourselves, or actually trying to be the best version of ourselves every day. What really gives us happiness is when life itself becomes a practice to enjoy life. So I want to finish with this, guys. As long as you're focusing on being the best version of yourself that you can be today, and that might not be the best version of you that you can be tomorrow, and that might be perhaps a better or worse version of you yesterday, because that's just the way it goes sometimes. But as long as you're focusing on becoming the best version of yourself and simultaneously accepting yourself, that's what you need for a happy life. And whenever you catch yourself doing the comparing game, remember, it's rarely the truth, and it's almost like it's just a loop your brain's got caught into. So anyway, guys, that was a bit of a rant this morning, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on this comparing yourself to other people on social media thing that I know a lot of us do. And when you can get out of those loops is where you can really start to make the best results in your training. I know a lot of you guys watching this, you do want to get results with your fitness and your body, and sometimes it can feel like an uphill battle because we're doing that comparing stuff. You know what, we may occasionally fall into those loops of comparing, but let's ditch the comparing games. Let's focus on being the best version of ourselves, because when we can do that, that's when we get the best results that we've ever got in our life, because ultimately it's about being the best version of you. And remember, when you become the best version of you, your body will have things that no one else's body has got. Like, you might have a really cool chest, or you might just have a cool aesthetic look, whatever, it doesn't matter, but it's all about becoming the best version of you. And if you want a hand with that, if you want to go to the next level, drop me a DM, drop me a message, and we can chat about how to help you go to the next level.